Okay, hi guys, I'm back. I meant to mention at the very beginning, look what I'm drinking tonight. No coffee for me, Ingeborg. Tonight is wine, and I have, I like to put fresh fruit in my wine, and I had a Costco trip today and got a huge thing of strawberries, which I was kind of surprised to find in November, and they're actually pretty good strawberries. So we had strawberries for dinner, and I added them to my wine, and I know I kind of filled that glass up. This was actually my wine for dinner, and I didn't drink it, so I'm drinking it now. So. Okay, so I've talked about my friend Colleen and that I sometimes do finishing for her, and she does really beautiful stitching. I mean, her stitching makes my stitching look like I'm 5, but oh well, you know, it is what it is. She was working on a wedding sampler for her daughter, and she asked me, she came upon some Rhodes stitches, and she wasn't exactly sure how to do them and asked me if I would help her. And so we decided we would meet today for lunch at Panera and have lunch, and then I would help her with the stitches. And oh, by the way, that Panera happens to be right by Reflections Framing and Stitching, and so why not just pop in. And I had something to pick up there for Marlene, which I'll get to in a minute. And so we went over there, and suffice it to say, Marlene's little tiny chart that she was wanting was not the only thing I picked up. So anyway, I went ridiculously nuts, and yeah, I can't go back there till after Christmas, if then. Anyway, I found all kinds of really cute stuff, so I'm just going to show you really quick. So this is, and I've been hearing about this designer, and I've never gotten anything from her. And this goes back to my thing about Julie being such running and keeping such a terrific store. You know, it's really, she does just, you guys, if you ever have a chance to come to Omaha and go to her shop, she's just not missing anything. I mean, and if she doesn't have it, she'll order it for you. She's fantastic. So anyway, I saw Madame Chantilly, and I said, oh, I've been wanting to look at her charts, and we looked, and one was cuter than the next, and then I found this one, and it's called Gifts for Santa. And look at that, you guys. Look at the Santa and the little guy in his PJs and the little teddy bear. Yeah, had to have it. Had to have it. And it's all DMC, so it's really easy, and it doesn't call for very many colors, but all DMC. So Julie and I picked out some fabric. Oh, I say Julie and I know. Julie knows exactly, and she'll be like, what do you think about this? And it's always perfect. So this is the fabric for it, and this is 32 count natural linen. Yeah, that's natural's the color, and it's linen. That's what it says. So anyway, yeah, that's that. I was originally thinking, oh, I'm not going to start that until, you know, after the holidays, but no, I'm probably going to start it now. Okay, let me see. Is that the next thing to show you? Okay, let me show you. I'm going to show you the other stuff first. So the thing that Marlene was asking for, and I ordered one for me and one for her, and Marlene, I will get this in the mail to you tomorrow. It was a design by Julie, and it is called Witch's Booty, and if you watch her videos, she's Julie McConnell, Reflection Stitching and Framing, make sure I'm saying that right, Framing and Stitching, but she designed this, I think, maybe last year for her retreat, and she didn't have the pattern or the chart worked up and the picture taken, but here it is. And it's called Witch's Booty, and isn't that the stinking cutest thing you've ever seen in the world? And super easy, and so I had to get it. And keep in mind, this is what I went for. Keep that in mind. The other thing I saw when on Julie's last FlossTube video, she showed, and this is another Madame Chantilly. I didn't even realize that. This is called Halloween Mouses, and you know how I love myself a good mouse. And look at that. Another cute Witch's Booty. Oh, won't that look cute with witch? Oh, yeah. Had to have that. I almost want to start working on that now. And then, I did plan to pick up the Brenda Gervais wordplay for December. And that looks like this. Love it. Love it, love it. I think I have fabric for that, hopefully. And then she just had so many cute, you know, a little table right when you walk in with Thanksgiving displayed, and one thing was cuter than the next. Luckily, I had done a couple of them. But this is Plum Street Sampler, my favorite all time, Turkey Bay. And I think you guys have seen this. I think that maybe Danielle Stitcherista may have shown this a long time ago, or somebody. Anyway, the little turkeys floating in the bay. I thought those were so cute. So I did not get fabric for that, and I actually don't think I'm probably going to start that. Okay, and now Julie has a new, I think this is a new designer. Have never heard of them. They're called, and curious to know if they're new or if you guys have heard of them, or I don't know. Anyway, they're called Praiseworthy Stitches, and they were snow scenes. There were three or four, I think, snow scenes, different like village snow scenes. They're huge. This one is 300 stitches by 192 stitches. I saw it. I knew exactly which one I wanted. It's called Let It Snow. The chart is called December Snow. And there it is. Isn't that pretty? I actually have a rug. I almost brought it up to show you. I actually have a rug that's very similar to this that I'm working on. And anyway. And then she didn't have, it called for Nocturnal, I think. And she didn't have that, but we found, or she found this fabric called Haunted. But I think this will be perfect for, this to me is total winter's night. I don't know how well you can see it, but anyway, really, really cute. So, and I left him over here, but I got all of the Floss. Colleen, while Julie and I were figuring fabric, Colleen went over. It's all Gentle Arts and Weeks, but I got all of the Floss. And look at these, you guys. I mean, look at some of these colors. I mean, come on. Ugh. And then it called for 10 skeins of, I don't know if it was Weeks or Gentle Arts White, like Snow, I think was the color, the name of it. And we decided I'll just use DMC, some version of DMC White. I mean, this, it called for whitewash too, but that's not for the snow. But anyway, one of these colors is just prettier than the next. This is gorgeous. I'm super excited. I may start this tonight when I'm done filming. Okay, so that was that. So that was kind of my haul and my stash, and yeah, spent a good portion of money. Okay, Vanna and Michelle talked about, and now Marlene had talked about needle punch, and I've done needle punch for years. And needle punch kind of goes right along with rug hooking, and it takes way less materials and a much smaller hoop and a really inexpensive needle. And but I hadn't done it recently, kind of since I started cross stitching again, and so I pulled out patterns that I had, and I started on this is a With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. See, I love that woman. Anyway, this is called Pumpkin Hill, and it looks like this. And needle punch is super easy, and I have a ton of the oh my goodness, I'm gonna completely forget the name of the floss. Went right out of my head. Anyway, it's the floss that comes in the little balls, so it lasts forever. And so I didn't buy too much new floss. I did buy a couple new skeins, but this is kind of my start on Pumpkin Hill. And it's worked needle punch, if you've never done it before or seen it, it's worked from the back. And so you actually work it, so you can see the pattern on that side. You work it from the back, and then it looks like that on the front. And it's really easy and super relaxing, and doesn't take, I don't have to wear my readers to, or my cheaters, or whatever you're going to call them, to do that. But when I went to pick up a little bit more floss, we have two great quilting stores here in town, and one of them carries needle punch patterns and supplies, and so I of course got a few more patterns, but for spring, and I thought of Chelsea when I saw this. Look at that hen. That's called Night Patrol. Is that a hen or is that a rooster? That's a hen, right? I don't even know. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, somebody tell me if that's a hen or a rooster or what that is. Some kind of chicken. I got, oh, and this will be cute for, okay, so that's called Night Patrol. And this one is called Night Burglar. And it's the little bunny stealing that. And this is really appropriate. Bunnies always eat my flowers around here. This one is called Tree Farm. Isn't that sweet? Santa down here. Oh, I love that. And this one is called Up on the Housetop. And I think this is the one I'm going to work on next when I get Pumpkin Hill done. So anyway, super easy. And then I do also do long stitch. And so Vonna I watched Vonna's last video, and she always gets me in the mood for stuff. And so I picked up, when I was there getting more floss for needle punch, I picked up a new pattern that I didn't have, a long stitch pattern from Nancy's Needles. I've only ever done Nancy Needle patterns in long stitch, but I'm converting some of the colors in this to be a Christmas piece. So this is kind of fallish, and I'm using more kind of Christmassy colors, so changed up some of the colors. And here, and I love long stitch. I find it very, very relaxing. And there is my start on that one. So, okay, I gotta go fast. Oh, this is one I did last year for this year, and then I found this actually in the discount section at Walmart, and I just stuck it in there, and I have it just up against the window in the kitchen. So, okay, I have 3 minutes. I'm going to show you really quick. I talked about the rug hooking retreat and my nativity rug that Pris Butler drew for me, and I'll show you the rug and my start on it. It's huge, so I don't know how this is going to go, and understand, so since I did this in a class, there are little sections all over the rug hooked, because most of the time was spent planning, so that now I can work on it and get it, and actually do every little part of it. So not very much is done, but you'll kind of get the idea. So anyway, I think I'm going to have to go, oh gosh, it's going to be really hard to show you. So that's the manger scene. There's Mary, baby Jesus and Joseph. Then there is an angel and a shepherd. Can you kind of see them? You see the angel and the buildings in the background. You see the donkey also in the... And then we have the wise men and the camels. And one of the wise men is partway done. There's one of the camels kind of done. And it goes all the way over here. Here's the other wise man. Can you kind of see it? This thing is huge, guys. And it says, there's a border, and the border has wording on it that she drew for me. And it says, unto you is born this day a Savior. And then at the bottom it says, the star which they saw went before them. So that's the nativity. But then I came home and I took an inventory and realized I have 28 rugs in progress. And so I decided to finish rugs that were close to being done that I had for Christmas. And this is a gingerbread rug. I believe the designer of this is Maggie Bonomi. And this is, it's actually like Christmas cookie cutouts. And I wanted to do a rug with a red background. So that's just a really, really, really simple rug. And I'm hooking this actually in 8.5s and 9s. So those strips of wool are really, really thick. Okay, that's everything. If I can do this in 2 videos, I will. I'm at 14:19. Plan to work on Christmas, maybe just a little bit of Thanksgiving. I'll try to insert some more pictures. I hope you guys are doing well. It was so fun hearing about the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat. I loved it. Always good to see you guys and talk to you guys. Hope everyone's well. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.